Hi everyone, it's Paralympian Jake Templeton here from Australia, and in this week's swimming related information video, I'm going to be talking about 3 things that I bet you don't do every single time you're in the pool. Now, it's all about habits, and I know as somebody that myself is trying to be the very best that I can be and stand on the podium next year in Tokyo, it's really important to form good habits on a daily basis so that when it comes to race day, I can do these things on autopilot, even though there is that element of having to concentrate on the finer things as well. But at that level, at that stage, it's all about getting in and racing. So the more that you can solidify your habits in training, it will help you more in the long run. So the 3 habits and the 3 things that I bet you don't do on a daily basis every single time you try and do these things are your start or your push off the wall, your turns, and your finishes. Now, when I say I bet you don't do them, I know you would do them, but I bet you don't do them as best as you possibly can. I bet you don't focus on bobbing under the water and pushing off with great angles as hard as you can. Imagine standing on the land and doing, if I was to tell you to do 1 jump squat as hard as you possibly can. That's what it should be every single time you push off the wall, to get a bit further, to carry a bit more momentum, and start with greater speed so you don't have to try and generate that down the lap. So a couple of tips there would be to get that hip and knee bend of 90 degrees so you're at a great angle to push and get yourself into a great streamline position as soon as possible. Now, the second thing, turns. I know many people do the tumble turns great. They say they do them as fast as they can. But in a 400 freestyle, which is a race that I compete in, there's 7 turns in the long course pool. And if I don't try and do these as fast as I possibly can every single time in training, I might try and do them fast in a race, but when there's fatigue setting in, you sort of revert to where your training has been. And if you don't focus on these on a daily basis, then when you get to race day or when you get to that time when you're trying to achieve your goal, then maybe things might not be so good as what they could have been. So when you do your turn, attack the wall. Really try and hit the wall hard. Press to the wall and push off, just like that spring effect. Rather than just being slow through the turns in your warm-up and your recovery, every chance you do a tumble turn or any type of turn is a chance to do it really well. Now, the third thing I bet you don't do every single time you touch the wall is do it as hard as you possibly can. Now, obviously be safe with all of these different skills. Obviously, if you're doing backstroke, I struggle seeing the flags quite a bit, so I have to be careful there. But let's just assume freestyle for a second. There's no excuses to hit the wall as hard as you possibly can. All of these skills, if done well, can shave seconds or even minutes off your accumulated time in your given training workout or program. So attacking the wall and hitting it really hard can help you there to get there sooner. It can help you to finish those last few strokes properly rather than easing into the wall and not even finishing the lap with proper technique. So hit the wall hard, push off the wall as hard as you possibly can, and try and do the best turns that you can every single time, whether it be the warm-up, the cool-down. I know many coaches harp on about this, but I bet you don't do these things every single time. I know you might come in and out of your focus and concentration, but do them as best you can, particularly if you are working towards an event, a specific time frame based goal, or even if you're just trying to swim further in your workouts. If you're trying to swim a little bit faster, these are certainly ways you can shave seconds or even minutes, if you're swimming a longer event. So all the best. I hope that's made sense, and try and form the habits that many of us harp on about. But I know that by forming these habits, you'll be swimming faster, you'll be swimming further, and you'll be achieving your goals much sooner. So all the best. Please don't hesitate to ask any questions, comment below, or if you'd like to learn more, head to my website, www.jaketempleton.com. Have a great week wherever you are watching this from around the world, and whenever you watch this. Cheers.